All right, so it's 21.15, the new Dragon 3-cylinder. It's got some issues going on here. The CV axles are already starting to leak and sling fluid up on the boost tube. This comes from, is that turbo? Let me see. Oh, so this is not a turbo one. Or it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There it is. I see the tube right up there in the corner. You can't see it. But it comes from the turbo. No. And it comes across. See all that oil that's built up right there? On that black tube. Getting slung out of this CV axle right here. And this one's starting to get a little bit wet, but it ain't. It's not terrible yet. They may not do anything about that because they say a little bit of wetness is normal, but once it starts coming out like this, you got to do something about it. And what is your aunt saying? It's kind of clunky on takeoff or whatever, or like on turns?
Whenever she turns, it kind of hops like you're stuck in four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And then at startup, she's saying that it sounds like it's rattling.
Okay. I have to take a look at this. This is actually one of the people that work here. Look at this. A little wetness right here starting already. Hopefully it doesn't get worse.
Oh, and the shock.
The shock is leaking. Oh yeah, it's wet all the way up in there.
Yeah. That one's starting to.
It's getting a little wet. I'm gonna get on there and check the TSBs and stuff because I think they had some. Uh-oh. Not good. This may be the start of some issues that we're seeing. All right, let me get on the computer, check for TSBs and stuff like that and see if there's anything on this, and then I'll get back to you guys. So there is a 19 to 21 Edge and Nautilus and Escape and Corsair, all-wheel drive, chatter, shutter during low-speed turning events, and that is one of the concerns. It says drain and refill RDU due to fluid contamination. But it's is it a Bronco Sport? Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's the Big Bend edition.
Bronco Sport Big Bend edition. So this is all-wheel drive unit in the rear. That's the rear that we were looking at, where I said it's starting to get a little moist back there. They obviously know there's a problem with the shocks and struts because it says 28 February of 22. There's a bulletin that supersedes 27019 or 22-7033 is the current general service bulletin. It's saying that you cannot replace both in pairs, that you only have to replace the one that has the affected failure. And then if it's not covering more than 1/3 of the shock, you cannot replace the shock. So luckily the one we have definitely is replaceable, but the other one, because it's just a little moist, you can't replace it according to this general service bulletin from them. And they're basically saying here, this is what they're looking at. It needs to be more than just this upper portion right here. It needs to be further past that portion in order to get it covered. Saying right here past the boot, it can only go there or there. Well, the one side is all the way down. Figure 3 represented a normal amount of oil residue. So it's saying this is green in here. That's normal. Figure 4 represents leaking shocks, oil or oily residue on greater than 1/3 length. So we're definitely good on one side, but not the other side. So we can do the shock, no problem. But the other side, we're not going to be able to do it. Now, according to these directions, it says the fluid for their RDU, the rear differential unit, is XY75QL. And it says remove the plug, don't reuse it, throw it away. Remove the bottom plug, throw it away. It says when you put the new plugs in, you need to torque it to 21 foot-pounds. And then when you put the new fluid in through the fill hole, there's a sight glass that you gotta fill it to. Fill RDU with clean fluid until it's maybe at the top of the sight glass. Or wait, it'll go. You got to keep filling it in until it stays probably just past this axle tube, maybe in the middle, I would think. Put the top plug back into 21 foot-pounds. Oh, so you can't reuse these plugs at all. Wow. Okay, let's go order the fluid and let's go see how long it's going to take and how much it's going to cost. XY75WQL fluid. Well, the rough part about all this is that RDU fluid, that XY75WQL stuff, is like around $100 a quart, and then with markup and pricing or parts pricing and everything, when you go order it from somewhere, depending on the matrix, that could go anywhere between $130 to $200 for a quart of that XY75WQL fluid. But I asked our dealer, I said, well, what would, if a customer came in and they wanted a quart of that stuff, they said we would not do that to them. They would walk out of here for about $90. We would even charge them less than what warranty would pay or any of that other stuff. We can't do that to customers. That they refuse to do that kind of stuff. It's list price is like $88 with tax is $91, and they said they would leave for $91. We're not letting a matrix or price gouging or any of that other stuff affect our business sales with customers. So I was like, all right, appreciate that. When can you get me the quart of fluid? And there's like, that's a special fluid that we don't keep in stock, so we won't have it until tomorrow. And I said to give me the CV axle, the lower pinch bolt and nut for the front, and the CV axle nut, along with the O-ring and circlip that go on the inside nub that the CV axle clips over. And there's an installation pusher tool that comes with it. Give me all that. So they said we'll have all that tomorrow. And then I said when I got around to ordering the rear shock, the two upper bolts have to be replaced. It says they're one-time use parts, and the lower bolt that goes through the lower control arm says it is also a one-time use bolt and nut, and to install all new parts. But that lower bolt is pending back order right now, with none of the suppliers having it available. Luckily, there is like 3 dealers around here that have like 4, maybe 6 in stock, and sometimes they won't come off of them if they're pending back order. So we'll see what happens. That's the update on the Bronco Sport and this early issues that we're seeing at 10,000 miles. I know there's going to be some crap talkers and stuff like that, but I would appreciate it if you guys would take the trash talk somewhere else and not here, because I'm trying to help you. And it makes it look really bad when I'm trying to help you and keep you informed on how to fix and repair and the operations to go through, and then you just come here to trash talk because you can. I don't appreciate it, and I don't want it here. I will not allow it to happen. So thanks, guys. That's the update. Remember, guys, I make these updates and I give you this information, and I'm allowed to do that by the manufacturer and the company that I work for. Let's keep the trash talk to a minimum. Have a blessed day.